Let's acknowledge even godly people have a tendency and they have a trouble, I should say trouble, reflecting the grace of God sometimes. And Elijah here is one. You see it in 1 Kings. Elijah was the great prophet of Israel in the days of the backsliding. At that time, apostasy was widespread, but it was not universal. God still had his remnant. Frankly, is also the case today, isn't it? You sense it around you. You sense it around you. A lot of people going through religious motions, but their hearts are not truly contrite before the Lord. So Elijah thought he was alone and had remained faithful to the Lord all by himself, but God had to remind him most vividly that he had reserved for himself others who would not bow the knee. So in verse 5, Paul indicates that the presence of the remnant proves God does not cast away his people. The word "so too" draw the comparison between Elijah's day and Paul's day. He's talking about the past. Remember back when Elijah felt alone and he felt he was the only faithful person? Well, today he says it's just the same. So too today. And I would say 2,000 years forward in our day, we would look at Elijah. Then we would look at Paul in his day, and it was same in his day. I would say so too today, God still has his remnant. Do you ever sit and wonder, am I really the remnant? Am I really sealed? Well, here's the great news. It's not based on what you've done and what you do. It's based on God's grace. That's the fantastic element of Christianity, unlike any other so-called pseudo-faith of the earth. This fully rests on who Jesus is, not on how much product we've put out. Amen? So, me coming here and preaching with you, to you today, is doing nothing to guarantee my salvation. I'm here to celebrate and do what I'm doing out of the abundance of joy that God has given us salvation abundantly and free with no strings attached. That's something to show up and preach about. Amen? That's something to show up and worship about.